K-pop, invented in 1992 in Cambodia? Korea, that's right. 47 years into the conflict between North and South Korea, the North was facing a major desertion issue. Hundreds of North Korean soldiers were flooding across the demilitarized zone towards the South. In order to combat this, President Kim Il-sung began an operation composed of taking J-pop, adding a Z-axis to it, mixing it with some Western influences, and then molding musically gifted youth into morale-boosting propaganda machines. Quick side note, kind of unrelated to the rest of the video, following the extreme success of K-pop, there are rumors coming out of Shanghai that some top-level scientists and music label executives are working on something called C-pop, which is basically fourth-dimensional K-pop. That's a story for another time though. The story today is focused squarely on K-pop, the music genre that in just under 3 decades went from being a vehicle for propaganda to the best hope we have for world peace. With a near non-stop blasting of K-pop music through the speakers of every North Korean city, inhabited or not, they were able to halt soldier desertion entirely within a decade. With the desertion problem dealt with, Kim Jong-il took his father's plan into phase 2, blasting K-pop across the demilitarized zone in order to try and persuade southern soldiers to come up north and experience the majesty of a live K-pop show. This phase was considered an abject failure as not a single South Korean soldier was drawn in by that prospect. The inability to grow caused a concerning stagnation in the 2000s for K-pop, as everyone in the world of entertainment will tell you, there's only 2 directions in life: growing or dying. And at this point, K-pop was already starting to enter the second stage of death. After spending some time going through algor mortis, Kim Jong-un took over the project and took it in a slightly different direction. Rather than blast propaganda across the demilitarized zone, he instead put together a handful of groups to infiltrate the South Korean music industry and gain popularity from within. This plan was a resounding success. Not only did the groups sent behind enemy lines find success, but they inspired many South Korean music labels to start their own UNSC-inspired child kidnap recruitment programs. The scope of K-pop's success reached far beyond the original plan, becoming not only a major force in Korea, but all around the world. The reason why is simple: young girls. Young girls see a cute boy on a stage and immediately become fully entranced. They're gonna listen to his music on repeat for days on end, buy all his merch, and fill their house with a concerning amount of pictures of his face. Listen man, I got a plan for you if you want to make millions. Photoshop Sang-woo, or whatever the fuck this guy's name is, onto a horse, slap that shit onto some $2 white t-shirts, and sell them for 20 bucks a piece. Easy money. Every white girl in America between the ages of 12 and 17 will be handing over their parents' credit card information within a week. You may be confused by the fact that a majority of the K-pop fan base can't actually understand what's being said by these Korean music groups. But trust me, I understand how it's possible to enjoy music while being totally unaware of what's being said. Doesn't matter if the artist is speaking English, Korean, Australian, or Atlantean like Young Thug. I've been listening to Thugger for years, and I have no clue what that man is trying to tell me. All I know is that his music fucking slaps. To culminate the social influence of K-pop, in 2018, over a shared interest in the group Blackpink, the leaders of North and South Korea met at a historic inter-Korean summit, in which they pledged to pursue an end to hostilities between their 2 countries. So next time you see a K-pop AVI on Twitter, thank them for their fave's service in denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. Now, unlike most topics, I cannot be considered an expert in this one, as I've personally never listened to K-pop. My music library is a very exclusive club consisting of Lil B, Kanye West, Wu-Tang Clan, MadeinTYO, Young Thug, and that's it. So when someone in my Discord server, link in the description, started shoving K-pop at me, it reminded me why I rarely tread there, and pushed me very far out of my comfort zone, so please excuse me as I'm going into this with a little bit of a hostile attitude. Wow, color me shocked. This music is phenomenal. It's definitely something I listen to while procrastinating from working on videos. I can easily see why it has such wide-reaching appeal. With my now extensive exposure to the world of K-pop, I have to pick out not only a favorite group, but specific single artists to stan. Let's see, I'm gonna have to go with Shinsu Chu, G-Man Choi, and Sanghwan Oh. These are all baseball players, by the way, but you didn't know that, you fucking fake fan. Shame on you. I'm DMing every K-pop AVI I can find and letting them know that you are hereby cancelled. In my deep research into K-pop, I've run into a problem that I and many other Canadians have experienced before. Every now and then it turns out that some media company doesn't want people outside of their own country to listen to their music or watch their video. You'd be a fool to think the same thing doesn't apply to K-pop. You think the Korean government is gonna let their country's best musical products be shipped offshore and enjoyed by others? No, they're sitting on a stockpile of top-tier K-pop, and the only way you're getting your hands on it is by getting yourself into the Korean peninsula. But plane tickets are expensive, and boats suck, and walking hasn't been an option since the Pacific Ocean ate the Bering Strait. But you know what isn't expensive, doesn't suck, and is in fact still an option? ExpressVPN. Now, what is ExpressVPN? Well, they're the sponsor of this video, but more importantly to you, they're a virtual private network service. Watch this magic you can pull with the market-leading VPN service. You click one of your many handy-dandy ExpressVPN shortcuts, type in your desired location, and as expected from the VPN with servers in over 90 countries, it gives you the option between one of the expected two, either South Korea or South Korea 2. Click this big button and boom, you're in Korea. Not really though, you're in a suburb in middle America, but these music hosting sites don't need to know that. ExpressVPN encrypts your internet data and allows you to stroll through the internet free from the ever-watching eye of your internet service provider, websites that track your location, or any internet ne'er-do-well who has your worst interests in mind. I personally have had a great weight lifted off of my shoulders now that I can look up illegal Lego building techniques without my ISP calling the internet Mounties on me. You can get ExpressVPN for less than $7 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you use the link in the description, expressvpn.com/misinformed, you can take back your internet privacy today and find out how you can get 3 months free with a 1-year plan. Thank you ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video, and thank you for allowing us all to enjoy as much super secret K-pop as we can get our ears on. And that's it, actually. That's all I have to say on K-pop. Easily the single music genre to influence the world at large in such a positive manner. Really, there's nothing like it. Are they gone? Okay, now that the actual K-pop fans have left, listen guys, I've been lying to you about K-pop this whole time. It's not heralding world peace, and it's probably not that much better than A-pop. I mean, for God's sakes, it's just Korean boy bands and girl groups, how good can it really be? I guess I wouldn't actually even know. I still to this moment have not listened to a single K-pop song. I only made this video to preemptively appease K-pop stans on Twitter. Have you seen what they do to people they don't like? It's absolutely brutal. They snatch your wig, aka ripping off your scalp with their bare hands. They slowly starve you to death with a process known only as the skinny legend, and then they drag your lifeless corpse through the streets. I don't want none of that smoke.
That's not actually at all what any of those things mean. It sounds like you're pretty misinformed.
Don't you ever do that shit again. And now, a word from some of my patrons. K-pop is the product of slave labor. K-pop, more like gay pop, more like K-poop, am I right?